Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's good we're here bringing you another Minecraft World War II vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Panzer II Ausf. The Panzer II is the common name used for a family of German tanks used in World War II. The official German designation was Panzerkampfwagen II. Although the vehicle had originally been designed as a stopgap while larger, more advanced tanks were developed, it nonetheless went on to play an important role in the early years of World War II, during the Polish and French campaigns. The Panzer II was the most numerous tank in the German Panzer divisions at the beginning of the war. It was used in both North Africa against the Western Allies and on the Eastern Front against the Soviet Union. The Panzer II was supplemented by the Panzer III and IV medium tanks by 1940–1941. By the end of 1942, it had been largely removed from frontline service and it was used for training and on secondary fronts. The turrets of the then obsolete Panzer Is and IIs were reused as gun turrets on specifically made defensive bunkers, particularly on the Atlantic Wall. Production of the tank itself ceased by January 1944, but its chassis remained in use as the basis of several other armored vehicles, chiefly self-propelled artillery and tank destroyers such as the Wesp and Martyr II, respectively. So yeah, the Panzer II was one of the main production models of the early version of the Panzer II. Really, the Panzer IIs didn't see too much change for other development until you got the L version, the Lutch, but the Panzer II definitely, early versions, we kind of had that really kind of pre-war type design, very reminiscent of that of the Panzer I. But yeah, a really interesting tank, and we've done the L variant, which is the Luch, but we haven't done the actual, what originally started the whole Panzer II line. The Luch, I would argue, is pretty much not Panzer II. It's its own really kind of entity, and it's completely redesigned almost from the ground up. But yeah, anyways, going ahead and jumping right into it, taking a look at the vehicle. It's pretty cool. It's obviously got its 20mm main gun, so this was the main gun on it, and it's also equipped with a 7.92mm secondary gun as well. So it's got some decent armament, and I mean, for the early war, 20mm guns are pretty good, and if you've ever played War Thunder, these things are an absolute killer. So, pretty good, pretty decent armament. We got the road wheels here, pretty straightforward. As you work your way back, we have the rear of the tank vents and various different equipment and stuff like that mounted onto the tank, and that really is about it for it. It's pretty straightforward and a simple build, and should be a really nice vehicle to add to any of your French or Polish campaigns, and maybe even in seeing a little bit of service in a little bit of mid-war type scenarios. Anyways, let's go and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layers 0 and 1. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our first layers, we have layers 0 and 1. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be placing down a nether brick slab followed by a nether brick top slab coming off of it. From this, we're going to go ahead and go to the ground, on basically this ground level here, and we're going to go ahead and break the blocks in the ground here. We're going to break out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 blocks. We want to go ahead and then place down nether brick blocks in those empty spaces, like so. And then on the end here, we're going to place down a nether brick upside down stair. Now at this point here, coming off the nether brick upside down stair, and place down a stone top slab. And then coming off the side of the stone top slab toward the side of the tank, which would be this side here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor like so. When we get to this section here, we're going to be going ahead and placing in our road wheels, which is going to be going ahead and using grindstones for this. We're going to go and drop down below here and place down a row of 5 of grindstones across like this, and then we want to go and then break the blocks above them. After we have that done, we're going to then take item frames, place down a row of 5 of item frames along the side here, and we want to go ahead and then place down stone blocks in those item frames like so. And right there is going to complete our right side here of the tracks. We're going to go ahead and skip a space of 3 over, and we're going to go and do the same exact thing. So our tracks up here in the front are 7 blocks here broken out across the ground here like so. And then right here we're going to have our upside down nether brick stair, stone top slab, dark oak sign, dark oak trapdoor, and again we're going to do the same thing here for our grindstones, which are all going to be placed on the bottom of these blocks in a row of 5. And just like that, we can go ahead and delete those blocks, place our blocks in the ground here, and then again item frames along the side here, and we're going to place down stone blocks again in those item frames like so. And then right there will basically complete our track layout. Now after that's done, we're going to go and start working on the hull itself. So for this, we're going to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull, come off the two nether brick slabs here on the inside, and then going back from those skulls, we're going to place in a row 3 of stone top slabs. We also want to go ahead and grab ourselves some stone brick slabs, and we're going to place down a row 3 in between these nether brick stairs. And in the space here in between these slabs, we're going to fill this in with stone top slabs completely. Go ahead and create a nice basis here for the tank. After that's all finished there, on the back here, we're going to place down a skeleton skull, come off that stone top slab, and then up here toward the front, we're all good and set up and good to go. And this basically is what we want our tank to look like for this layer. So here's a little bit of an aerial view of what it looks like. Again, real straightforward stuff. And that right there will conclude layer number 1. With that, let's move on to layer number 2. I guess moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and begin with, we're going to place down a nether brick stair on top of these 2 nether brick top slabs, just like that. After that's complete, we're going to go then take stone slabs and place down a row 3 of stone slabs in between those nether brick stairs. We then want to go ahead and place down a row 2 of smooth stone slabs like this, followed by a light gray shulker box here on both sides, and then a stone block right there in the middle. We then want to go ahead and place down an item frame, coming off these shulker boxes with a cobweb in the item frame, both sides like that, and a stone button coming off the top here of that shulker box like so. Once that's done, we're going to then place down a stone top slab to both sides, followed by a nether brick top slab on both sides, a second stone top slab on both sides, nether brick top slab both sides, a third stone top slab on both sides, a third nether brick top slab, and then we want to go ahead and go to this stone top slab here, and we're going to place down a stone slab on top of it, and then a nether brick slab on top of this nether brick upside down stair. And that right there will do basically our top track here. Now on each one of these stone top slabs, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign. Again, same thing here on both sides, like so. We're going to go ahead and place down item frames on the side of those blocks, and in those item frames, we want to go and place down a stone block, like so. These are going to basically be the roller wheels that the top tracks would run across. And same thing there on both sides. Now once we get to this point, we can go ahead and just take some stone blocks and just fill the whole inside in for this tank. Since it's a pretty small tank, we don't really have any room for interiors, so you guys really don't have too much to work with there, unfortunately. So we're just going to go and fill it in completely for the sake of the tutorial. Now then we want to go ahead and place down a stone stair, coming off these 2 nether brick slabs there to both sides. We're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves granite walls, and we're going to place down 2 granite walls across this space here, and then a wither skeleton skull come off the granite wall, just like that, so your back should look something like this. After that's all complete there, that's all we have for this layer, and that right there will complete layer number 2 for the build. With that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 3. I guess going ahead and moving into our next layer, we're going to be moving into layer 3. For layer 3, we're going to go and place down a light gray carpet on top of these 2 nether brick stairs. And we're going to go then place down an iron trapdoor on top of the shulker boxes, an item frame coming off the iron trapdoor, and a snowball in the item frame like so. From that, we're going to go and then place down a redstone repeater over here to the side like so. And then going back from it, we're going to place down 1 and 2 stone blocks, and then a andesite wall right there next to it. We then want to place down an item frame here in this stone block bed that is going to be rotated around to its side here, and a dark oak wood sign over the item frame like so. So it should look like this here for the front. After that's complete, over here on the right side, we're going to be placing down a redstone repeater with the notches flicked back, and over on the other side here, we're going to be placing down a stone brick slab. So at this point right here, we do have 2 different sides in the way we are going to structure these, so just make sure you pay close attention to what goes on which side. Anyways, once this is done, we're going to go to the right side. We're going to place down 3 stone blocks that go across like this, and we want to go then grab ourselves a tripwire hook and stone button. We're going to place down 2 tripwire hooks on the sides here and a stone button there in the middle. We can also grab a light gray shulker box and place down a light gray shulker box in this spot, followed by a light gray carpet, and then we want to place down 2 smooth stone slabs that go back like so. Now over here on the left side, it's, as I mentioned, a little bit different. So after the stone brick slab, we're going to place down a end rod. We're going to then place down a row of 2 of andesite walls, so 1, 2, on the side here with 2 dark oak wood signs on the side there. And we want to go and then place down a stone brick block, followed by a andesite wall. And we're going to then place down a spruce wood slab. On the side of the spruce wood slab, we're going to be going and placing down a spruce wood sign. We're going to follow this up by placing down a anvil. On the side of the anvil, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign. And then we're going to go and place down a skeleton skull here on the back of the anvil like that. Once that's done, we can go ahead and then fill in the space here in the middle. We're going to place down the row of 3 here. We're just going to fill in this space like so. We're going to grab an item frame and also a black concrete block. We're going to place down an item frame here on the side of this block and a black concrete block, and that's on the left side there. We then want to fill in the remaining space here, all the way up till we get to the space between the stone brick block and sugar box. We're going to fill in that last row of 3, going all the way across there like so. When we get to this section here, we're going to place down 2 stone blocks here and an andesite wall to the left side there. On this andesite wall, we're going to place down an item frame, black concrete in the item frame, and a dark oak wood sign over it like so. And then going back, we're going to place down 2 stone slabs, 2 daylight detectors like so. We're going to change those to the night mode. And we're going to place down a rail here on top of this stone block like that. And you should get something that looks like this here for the layer. As you can see, a lot of detailing going on here. This is our kind of main portion for the whole here, in which we're trying to cram all that detail in. But with that, pretty much all that's really left here to do is do the few remaining little details on top of the hull and kind of get into the turret. So with that, let's move into our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4, to go ahead and begin with, we're going to place down a stone upside down stair on top of this space right here. So just like that. And the both sides of that stone upside down stair, to place down a stone upside down corner stair. Now coming off the middle stair here, we're going to place down a light gray banner to the stone stair that's on the left side, so this side over here. We're going to place down 2 end rods going forward, and on the right side here, we're going to place down 1 end rod. So we have our 20mm cannon, and then our 7.62mm. After that, we're going to place down a row of 3 of stone blocks across, followed by a second row of 3 behind those stairs. On the very back here, we're going to place down a stone block there in the middle, and a upside down stone stair to both sides like so. Coming off the middle stone block here, we're going to place down an item frame, black concrete block in the item frame, and a dark oak wood sign over it. And then to the right side over here, we're going to place down an item frame on this stone block, black concrete block in it, and a dark oak wood sign like that. After that, we're going to then place down a skeleton skull on top of this light gray shulker box, a stone button on top of this stone block, and a stone pressure plate right here. And then over here to this side, we're going to go and place down 1, 2, or just 1 iron bar for right now, and then a redstone pier with the notches flicked out like so on top of that stone brick block. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have here for layer 4. With that, we're going to move into our final layers here, layers 5, 6, and 7. We're going to put the top of the turret on and the radio antenna and pretty much finish off the build. So with that, let's go ahead and move into our last final layers, 5 through 7. Alright guys, moving into our final layers, we layers 5 through 7. For these layers to begin with, we're going to place our iron trapdoors, a row of 3 across the front here, with a dark oak wood sign on this iron trapdoor right here. After that, we're going to then go back from it with a row of 3 of daylight detectors, and we're going to change these to night mode. We then want to place down a stone stair here in the middle, followed by a second stone stair behind it, and then we want to go ahead and place down a stone slab to both sides of the first stair. And in the corner spaces here, we're going to place down a skeleton skull here at about a 45-degree angle in the corners like so. Lastly, we're going to then take our iron bars. We're going to go up 1, 2, and 3 iron bars on top of this one here to go and create the radio antenna. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up my design here for the Panzer II Ausf. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this design and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask you guys to give me proper credit for it. This can be a thing from the sun, the build tweet to my channel or this video if this does appear on any social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for whatever projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build and have fun with it and all that fun stuff. And with that, thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been your 204, and I'll see you guys next time.